This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 18 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business.
XLH Sports, the undisputed leader in Indiana high school sports, is proud to be associated with the Indiana Sports Network. XLH Sports. Check it out today. You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Grace Clinic Health Professional.
And good afternoon.
Affordable,
Welcome to
compassionate,
Hulbert Arena and
comprehensive
campus
healthcare
of
for the whole
Rose-Hulman
family.
Institute of Technology for this afternoon's ball game. And it's
In Terre
Rose-Hulman
Haute
against
and
Defiance, a
Greencastle.
big ball game for Rose-Hulman. Defiance
Protect
finds
the
itself
things that
coming in.
matter
They're 1
most
and
to you.
14 in the
Brian
HCAC
Sponsler,
and
localizing
6 and 16
25 years of
overall.
insurance
They are
experience
not
to
going to
bring you
end
and your
up in a
family better
postseason game
coverage
for
for less.
Rose-Hulman.
Brian
They're
Sponsler
going to have
Insurance
seeding
for
that's going to
auto,
determine
home,
what goes on
life,
because
and
of the
business.
result of this ball
You
game.
are watching
Hello, everyone. I'm
HCAC
Herb
men's
King,
basketball
and
at
alongside me today is
Rose-Hulman
Walter
on the
Gordon,
Indiana Sports
and we're
Network.
glad to bring
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
Well, you're looking at the
There was a time
seniors
when your
for these
local
guys,
pharmacy
and
defined
we
your
talk
community.
about several of
Before
these
the
guys
days
that
of
are going
long
to be
lines
seniors
and drive-through national
for
chains,
Rose-Hulman.
Francis gave your health
And
critical attention.
Willie
Your
Bowman
always
has been
met
the
with
guy that's
familiar
really,
face.
for his
Back
game
then,
has just
your
progressed
questions were always
for
answered,
all 4
even when you
years.
forgot to
And
ask.
right here towards the
In
end of
Brazil,
his
Indiana,
senior
that
season,
friendly
Willie
local
Bowman's
pharmacy
playing the
has
best
always been
basketball he's
Willie
probably ever played in his
Since
life.
1872, we are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology. Still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
I'm all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles
Talk about that one a little bit later, but Willie showing that he can not only shoot from
You
the
are watching
outside,
HCAC
but the last couple
men's
games, he's been putting the
basketball
ball
at
on the deck and
Rose-Hulman
driving to the
on the
basket
Indiana
and showing
Sports
some things that
Network.
people
You're watching
maybe weren't
college
accustomed to him
basketball on
doing
the Indiana
scouting
Sports
report. So,
Network.
you know, when you look at him doing that,
Some say that our approach to selling wooded ground is crazy. I prefer to think that we're nuts.
Beach. Walnut.
White oak.
Hickory. We feel having an agent who is nuts about your property.
Well, and it is
Senior
Day. We'll pause in our pregame show this afternoon, getting ready for this ball game. Again, it's Defiance
for all your Indiana land needs.
Rose-Hulman, and a big ball game for the HCAC leadership. And again, Rose-Hulman has a chance to move up this ladder.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said,
and that's probably has an opportunity to pick that up today with the win.
The process was challenging,
action.
but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are!
You're #1 at York.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
The city of
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman and the Hulbert Arena for a great opportunity for basketball this afternoon. Again, for Rose-Hulman, they come in at a 10-5 record. They're 13-9 overall. They find themselves in 4th place, and they've already clinched an HCAC tournament bid, which is a big deal. That only the top 6 teams in the HCAC reach this conference tournament. And for Rose-Hulman, they've done that. It's just where they're going to be seeded from now on.
Really, their seeds 1 through 6 are up for grabs. Or I'd really say 1 through 5. I think, I don't see anybody, even transient, I don't think they'll can dip down to 6. But 1 through 5 are right there. You're really only, 2 games outside of Anderson, who's in the top place. We have Anderson here on Tuesday. Who knows what Anderson will do today? They've lost a couple games as of late. So everything is up for grabs. And so the one thing that you want to do is go 1-0 each day that you play. The seedings will take care of themselves. You win and let everything else, take care of itself. And here with Defiance Senior Day, you don't want to overlook Defiance. Defiance, a team that can come up and fight you. You have to respect every opponent, and Rose has been doing a pretty good job of that this year. So, you got to win today and let the seedings just fall what they may.
Well, Defiance comes in starting 3 freshmen. Yeah. And when you do that in the HCAC, it's a very difficult task for you. And plus finding that continuity. They have 1 senior they'll start. The other starter is listed as a sophomore. So they're extremely young. Youth movement at Defiance. Pretty athletic from what we've seen and heard about. So we'll have to see what the Yellow Jackets bring to the table today. They come in with a 6-16 record. So again, they are the bottom team right now in the conference, only 1 win. But with that, as you mature in the conference, you're able to see what level you're going to play at. And they've played some people close at certain points, just haven't been able to get over the hump. And if you're Rose-Hulman, you sure don't want to overlook them.
You really don't. And when you have a guy like Burrell Jordan, leads the conference in scoring, is right around in the top 10 in Defiance history. You look at scoring, and has been an absolute torture for the HCAC. Starting as a freshman, has progressed his scoring output every year. Barring the COVID year, scored over 250 points as a freshman, and has scored more and more and more every year. And this is a young man that can put the ball in the bucket, is a walking scorer. He's a scoring machine.
when you have a guy like that leading your charge, if they can get anything defensively, they'll be in the ball game because of his prolific scoring, and they also have a couple other guys scoring at double digits as well. So Morel Jordan, a guy that is at the top of everybody's scouting report, but still finds a way to score 19 points a game.
Well, when you're looking also at Rose-Hulman and what's going on, the Fighting Engineers have really it's been an ebb and flow. They've had 3 or 4 wins in a row, 3 or 4 losses in a row, and right now they're on a winning streak of 4 games.
For the 3rd time this season.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. It's kind of like they have this hiccup where they don't know what they're doing at a certain point, and then all of a sudden when they join together, they've been very solid. And for Coach Nick Sales in his first season, he is a Defiance grad, so this adds a little more into this ball game.
You know, one thing that I was looking at, I talked about Morel Jordan being top 10 in Defiance scoring, their history. I was trying to figure out at what point he passed Nick Sales in the season. I didn't get a chance to figure that out. I'm thinking it was somewhere around the time that we played them on January 14th. It was probably one of those games where he passed Nick Sales on the all-time scoring list. So you talk about that added incentive right there, and Coach, look at the regular book for Defiance. You see his name on a lot of categories. But this is a team, like you mentioned, you don't want to take them for granted. You don't want to have a hiccup here. Rose looking for their longest win streak of the season, which would be 5 games. If they can get this game today, I do think they have found themselves. You mentioned kind of the ebb and flow nature of this team. They've had a couple of times where they've lost a few games in a row. I think this team has found something. There's some guys that have been pressed into duty because of injuries and academic absences. You know, around here, if your teacher doesn't let you get out of that class, you ain't playing. So sometimes things like that happen, and guys have to be pressed into duty. But I think they've found something, and I'd be surprised to see them with a stinker. They might lose, but I don't think it'll be because they get blown out or just didn't show up. I think this team has found a little bit of rhythm now.
Well, you're looking at the seniors for this year. Vuk Juric has been one of those guys that's led off the inside. He comes off the bench, plays his minutes on the inside, a very physical, powerful player. So when they need somebody, they brought him in, and he's done that for several years. He's a graduate student, senior, and he'll have that opportunity. Max Chaplin, who can score at any moment, at any time. He's one of those instant scoring machines in what's going on. You're looking at Terry Hicks from Fishers, Indiana, and Terry is a physical specimen. He's caught the injury bug at a certain point this year, had some trouble with that back, and hopefully he finds himself healthy down the stretch here as we prepare for tournament. We've talked about Willie Bowman, who's had what I think probably the best stretch of ball games here towards the end, and we're going to give a shout out to his parents. They come here all the time, and I'm looking, they got Bowman Farm t-shirts on some of the kids that are walking through here. We picked up duck eggs today.
Yes.
They brought us some duck eggs, and have you had those before?
I have not. I'm looking forward to it.
So we're all prepared for those, and cookies. So that was our.
I have had their cookies.
And they're awful good in what's going on. We're getting ready for Senior Day, and we'll pause briefly here and be able to switch down. You'll be able to see all of Senior Day. We'll have that set up so you can watch it online here, and all the players are excited for that as well. We'll have cameras on everybody, and here it is, Senior Day at Rose-Hulman.
You're watching college basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Some say that our approach to selling wooded ground is crazy. I prefer to think that we're nuts.
Beech.
Walnut.
White oak.
Hickory. We feel having an agent who is nuts about your property helps us attract more customers, making us, well, poplar. For all your Indiana land
What is it?
8 points per game, including double-figure scoring performances in his last 9 games coming into today's matchup. The Carmel, Indiana native is a computer science major and is joined today by parents Cindy and Tony Chaplin. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Chaplin. Today's third senior.
And that senior class being introduced. You'll get to see them line up for their senior class photo when they get all of the players and parents together. And we'll see if we can get a real good shot of these seniors for Rose-Hulman. There's the shot. And they're excited to see their young men have an opportunity to play basketball here at Rose-Hulman. And again, the senior class, 5 seniors who've played an awful lot of basketball here at Rose-Hulman.
They really have. And, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that this team, these seniors, the senior class, have persevered through a lot. They've persevered through COVID, as we all have. But I think this team has also persevered through two transitions. And I'm being serious. It sounds silly, but I'm being serious when I say this. I think the first transition they persevered through was the graduation of Craig McGee. Craig, you give him the ball, you let him figure it out. The second one was the departure of their head coach, Rusty Lloyd. So 2 transitions as we transition to the playing of our national anthem. We'll step aside for a break, come back with the game.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at YorkAutomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on
And now the starting lineups. First of all, for our visitors, it's the Defiance College Yellow Jackets. James Trevino, a freshman from Defiance. So we have Swander, Jones, Jordan, and Wojciechowski. And now for Rose-Hulman. Kobe Studemeyer from Jeffersonville, Indiana. Bradley Harden from Alexandria, Virginia. And Miles McGowan from Indianapolis. Simon Blair is a sophomore from Wagoner, Oklahoma. And Willie Bowman, a 6'3" senior guard from Germantown, Ohio. And that'll be the starting lineups for both of these teams, and we'll see what's going on for Defiance. They start 3 freshmen in there, and today, though, they're actually going and putting in another senior, and as we have Morrell Jordan and T. Jones, both of those guys being seniors. And so one of those guys that Defiance normally starts is going to take a seat and let the senior have the opportunity to play down the stretch here for Defiance College. Defiance located in northwestern Ohio, right off of Route 24. If you're not familiar where the Defiance Yellow Jackets hail from. And, of course, Rose-Hulman with a lot of players from a lot of places all over the country. Nationally recognized Division III engineering school is Rose-Hulman. Stepping into the middle, they'll toss this one up. McGowan takes the tip, tips it out, and Bowman with the basketball. Stoudemeyer to Bowman. They'll give it off to Harden. Bowman from the outside. He'll shoot the 3. Doesn't hit anything on that one. Rebound comes out to Blair. Back out to Stoudemeyer. Didn't hit the shot clock. They're down to 12. Bowman with the drive. He'll lay it up. Can't get it. Rebound up by McGowan. He couldn't get it to follow either. Good looks. Not the opportunity they wanted. It didn't fall in the basket. We're still no score in the ball game.
Players just got to settle in a little bit. See a little nervous energy. Look, some anxious energy out there. Just got to settle in and play ball. We'll be all right.
Defiance with the basketball. They'll hand it off. Jordan takes that shot. Runner can't get it. Rebound to McGowan.
Miles got to use his athleticism and speed today.
Stoudemeyer wide open outside. Thinks better. Pulls it back out. He's still there off the wing. Back out to Harden. Harden steadies himself. Drives, shoots, and scores. Bradley Harden.
Harden does a great job of putting the ball onto the deck. Uses left hand. A little English off that glass there.
Wojciechowski out at the top of the key. And we'll have a foul off the runner down below. And with that, the runner, and when I say that, the cutter went through. They teed the cutter, and when you do that, you're going to end up with the foul. And first foul for Rose-Hulman in the ball game. They lead 2-0. Defiance trying to get that ball inbounded. They do and get it to Jordan. Jordan off the baseline to Harden, tips it up, picks it off. Bradley Harden with the steal, kicks it out. Bowman open for 3, and he misses the shot. Rebound come flying in was McGowan. Gets his stuff back in. Here's Blair. Down low. Puts it up. He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Now, Blair just made that a little bit harder than he needed to. Put the ball on the deck. Problem number one. Went to the other side. Problem number two. Go straight up, young man. You're going to get fouled. I do like Bowman's three in transition. He didn't make the shot. Normally he will, especially when you have McGowan down for offensive rebounding purposes like we did. Got the rebound. I'd like to see the young man, whether it be McGowan or Blair, go up faster with more force, less pump faking, and go ahead and get your foul. They're going to have to foul you because you're big, you're strong. You're going to put the ball in the hoop.
Blair scores. It's 3-0 for the Fighting Engineers. If you just joined us early in the first half, Jordan feeds it to Wojciechowski. Oh, what a powerful move by the big fella inside. That's a nice job. You can see he's not fleet of foot, but he is a big presence on the inside. They list him at 6'10". He's a freshman from Mishawaka, Indiana. Put that left shot up, and they're going to have an offensive foul. It'll go against McGowan as he went into it down low.
I think they did a great job of getting Wojciechowski on the move. I loved the fact that he didn't have to post up and pump fake several times with the ball on the deck. They got him on the move, hit the ball at the right spot. Ball delivery by the guard was on point. They use him a lot at the top of the key, setting good screens like you just saw.
Swanner with the shot, mid-range, can't get it. Tipped out of bounds. It should be Rose-Hulman ball it is as it went off of the big fellow. Cole Wojciechowski.
You mentioned him not being fleet of foot. I think Rose-Hulman's got to take advantage of that. Use your speed, whether it be Blair or McGowan. Race down the floor, make the big boy run in defensive transition.
Blair on the outside, gave it off to Bowman, who drives the baseline, looks at it, open look for Blair. He'll put it up for three. Can't get it, and rebound comes out to the Yellow Jackets. Picking it up is Jones.
I think you're going to see some subs pretty soon. Here we go.
Jones in transition. He'll drive the length, puts the shot up on the reverse. Beautiful play. He scores. It's 4-3 Defiance.
And that's a nice play, a very athletic move. Used the glass and got his easy too.
McGowan off the post. That's a nice play. Great assist. He held his position, and McGowan lays it up. It's 5-4 for Rose-Hulman.
You mentioned that was a beautiful pass on target and on time. McGowan, no need to put the ball on the deck. Go straight up like he did.
Swanner down on that baseline. He'll pull it back outside to Jones. They'll feed Wojciechowski in the low post. Turns around, and he gets the nice little hook shot to fall in. He has 4 points out of the 6 that Defiance has, and the freshman, you can see why he's playing for him.
Absolutely. Just a freshman, has good post presence, good moves, and when you have that little half hook that he has right there, he'll be very effective with that 6'10" frame.
Harden off the wing. Matched up on Trevino. Back to Blair, open for Stoudemire, puts it up, can't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds, it'll be Defiance basketball, and here comes the subs into the ball game. Vuk Juric comes in. This will be a big matchup. Juric at 6'7", but he's a physical presence, and he'll match right up with Wojciechowski.
Yep. You bring in Farnsworth and Chapman as well, so this should be an interesting lineup here defensively for Rose-Hulman. And offensively as well. Get a steal.
Another steal. Stoudemire has an open look and double up. There's Juric running the floor, and Vuk beats him down the floor, and that's what you talked about earlier.
Your big men have got to go in transition and beat him down the floor.
Media timeout on this one. A 7-6 Rose-Hulman lead when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Some say that our approach to selling wooded ground is crazy. I prefer to think that we're nuts.
Beech.
Walnut.
White oak.
Hickory.
We feel having an agent who is nuts about your property helps us attract more customers, making us, well, poplar. For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, it's 7-6, and when we're looking at this one for both of these teams, it's been a pretty good start for both of them, and it really kind of looking at Defiance right now. Wojciechowski has been a really nice player.
How about the trap from Rose-Hulman coming out of the break? I don't know if I've seen that this year. It led to a bucket, but I hope that it's not deterred Coach Sales from throwing little wrinkles like that out of a timeout situation, give your opponent something they haven't really anticipated.
Swanner with the basket, and at the other end, a three-point shot for Bradley Harden puts Rose-Hulman up by 2. It's 10-8.
Chaplin's three is something that you do anticipate. That's something the young man's been doing since he stepped foot on campus. And, oh, wow, it's a travel there. My goodness.
But that's really solid defense. And one of the things that you're looking at Chaplin, he's kept his position the entire time, didn't reach, took it right in the chest. Possibly could have been an offensive foul, but they called the travel.
You know, Jordan, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Jordan, who committed that turnover, I talked about him coming into this game, 10th all-time leading scorer. He did indeed pass Nick Sales on the day they played Rose-Hulman as Chaplin tees up another one. They played Rose-Hulman in January, just last month, and he did pass Nick Sales on the all-time scoring list in that game.
Looking inside, a nice play by Harden. He gets his hands on the ball the entire time. He's had it on that 3 times. 2 of them caused turnovers. Wojciechowski gives it back outside to Jordan. Jordan will drive the lane, try to kick it out, does so to Swanner. Swanner in the corner, driving that baseline, open looking, and he couldn't get it up. Was Wojciechowski, and he gets it up again, can't score. And the big fella, he's very active. He's had 4 shots at it and put 2 of them in. Here comes Juric. Juric can set up and actually shoot the ball from that spot too. He'll drive, puts it up, can't get it to go. Rebound comes out to Jones. Jones driving the length of the floor.
Good job by Juric to stop ball, make Jones pivot, give the ball up.
Trevino back outside. They're going to move it all the way around. Swanner ends up with it. I think Juric is going to play a bunch today, and only the reason is because he matches up pretty well with Wojciechowski.
He does, and they're going to get Woj. I think it's going to give him a blow here pretty soon. He's starting to slow down. I can see him kind of laboring out there. He's going to need a sub to give him a little spell. He'll be back in a couple of minutes, I would imagine. But this is a good matchup for Voop, and nice to see him on the floor holding his ground defensively.
Farnsworth in the low post with it. Fade away, got it up, and couldn't get it in. That's a good shot for Isaac, though. He just couldn't get it to fall. Really not disappointed with the way Rose-Hulman's playing. I know they're anticipating a win today, and again, Defiance probably doesn't have the players in comparison to Rose-Hulman in this ball game, but right now the Yellow Jackets are playing very well.
Stay home, Voop.
And both teams are playing well on offense. Wojciechowski with the drive, he'll go to the line to shoot too.
Yeah, I would like to see Voop stay home there. I went for the double on the ball screen, and that close to the basket. Would love to see him stay home on the big guy and not give him a free run at the basket, make him earn that a little bit more.
And you're looking at this big. They list him at 6'10", but with his girth, he plays like he's 7 foot tall.
Absolutely, he's a big guy. He's going to be more mobile as time goes on. As he progresses through college, he'll get in a little bit better shape. That's college rigors and fitness is different than what you have in high school. So you have different, weight training program when you get into college, and that'll progress. But I love what I see from him. I've seen him on tape. Watching some of the Defiance games, I love what I see out of that young man.
He's going to be a good one before it's over.
Absolutely.
10-9, Rose-Hulman with the 1-point lead as Wojciechowski hits 1 out of the 2 free throws. Harden with Chaplin with the 3-point shot, a foul underneath, and Rose-Hulman's going to gain possession of the ball off the foul. They're going to have a made basket and the foul after the shot underneath, and it'll be Rose-Hulman basketball. This is what they're going to need to break open a lead if they can score on this possession.
I think that might have been Farnsworth that drew the foul. He got up clapping his hands. So if there's contact to be had, Farnsworth is not far from it.
Max Chaplin with the basketball out to Farnsworth and then to Harden. They'll pull it out. Open look on the inside. Now they've got a new guy on that low post. McGowan lost it inside. Farnsworth picks it up, didn't hit the board with it. And again, McGowan up strong, can't get it. Tipped it outside, and Rose-Hulman will start with it again. Another 20 seconds on that shot clock, and they threw it out of bounds.
You know, that possession ended in a turnover, but I love the fact that we got multiple offensive rebounds. McGowan went up strong, which is exactly what I want him to do. Absorb the contact as he progresses through college. He'll get stronger. Got to be able to absorb some of that contact and make the bucket. But I like the physicality that we showed there. Just didn't get the end product. The product will come if we continue to do that.
Zach Jackson into the ball game along with Eddie Simon Jr. Coach Sales going a little bit deeper in that lineup at certain points, but Jackson causes all kinds of troubles on the inside. Tipped away by Farnsworth, but immediately to a yellow jacket, and putting that shot up is Jury. Couldn't get it to fall, and Rose-Hulman with the basketball. Chaplin has another look at the lob, didn't quite get it in there. Jackson. Over. Open look for Farnsworth. Puts it up. Can't get it. Rebound to McGowan, and he gets hammered. Yeah. Finally going to get the foul call on the inside. He's been battling pretty hard and probably deserved to have a foul or two called his direction. This time it happens. Rose-Hulman with a 13-9 lead with the timeout on the floor. Will take one as well. You're watching the Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
And welcome back to Hulbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, and it's Rose-Hulman against Defiance this afternoon. 13-9 is our score, with the Fighting Engineers winning it so far on the scoreboard. We want to thank Brian Sponsler Insurance, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Honey Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Riddell National Bank, and York Automotive. Lob inside, it's Farnsworth. He'll back him down, kick outside, open look for Chaplin. He pumps, thinks better of it, and they'll pull it back out. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and they're going to call a palming violation.
That's the second time on this possession. When Farnsworth got the ball initially, he did the exact same thing. The coach saw it. They didn't call it that time. They did. So he got away with it the first time. The second time, he did not. It turned over, and Rose-Hulman got to try to get another stop here.
11 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half. With that drive down inside, they'll put it in the corner. Open look, and Evan Park had a chance to shoot it, couldn't get it done, and turnover violation will give the ball back to Rose-Hulman.
Boy, so many times we see players not quite know where they are on the floor. You got to know where your feet are in conjunction with the sideline. Unfortunately, Park had his feet on the line and turned the ball over.
We have a hold underneath off that screen that was done.
You know, you look at this game, Herb. This is a really kind of an ugly start, kind of a choppy start to this game. It's a low scoring through the first 9 minutes. But sometimes it takes a little while for teams to get their traction. It will happen.
Chaplin in the corner. He'll pull it back outside. They'll rotate it around. Jackson fed on the inside to McGowan. He's inside. He'll duck under and gets it to score. 15-9. Rose-Hulman is starting to lengthen the lead.
And that's what McGowan can do. He has that back-to-the-basket game and get some easy points by dumping the ball down low.
Looking for that backdoor cut. That's a really nice athletic play, but he couldn't get it done. Was Morrell Jordan, senior from Chicago, Illinois. Again, their leading scorer.
Had the baseline, didn't take it.
Chaplin kicking a corner to Jackson, and they'll say he traveled with it. Switch pivot feed is what they're saying.
It's an interesting lineup here for Rose-Hulman offensively when you look at the lineup that we have on the floor. Now Farnsworth out, Blair in. Maybe gets even more interesting. Now Bowman comes in. Okay.
And the other thing is Eddie Simon has played a majority of minutes here. He's played 5-6 minutes and played pretty well.
He really has. And Simon Jr. Been a little injured a part of this season. A pivotal part of a massive win at Manchester on Wednesday night.
Swanner with the basketball. He'll feed and give it off to Park. Back outside. They'll give it to Jordan again. Jordan trying to go one-on-one with Zachary Jackson. That's a pretty good matchup for Rose-Hulman as well. Jackson, pretty tough guy, playing very well.
Just got to keep your hands out of there, move your feet, not to get called with the foul there. Just 4 team fouls apiece on both of these teams halfway through the first half, or as I like to say, the beginning of quarter number 2.
Good inside play, and missing that shot was Swanner. That was a nice out-of-bounds play.
Sure was. They missed a lot of chippies here today, and Rose-Hulman has as well.
McGowan again going one-on-one, puts that little jump hook up, and he buries it on the inside. 17-9, Rose-Hulman.
When you let that young man get comfortable, don't bring the double team. He'll do that to you all day long.
Freshman Evan Park has been the guy that's been guarding him down that low post, and McGowan's gotten the better of him 2 times in a row here. Jordan, speaking of getting the better with him, Simon Blair said he got him in the head.
Okay.
He did get the basketball, but ended up hitting him in the head in the process, and Jordan with a great drive.
Yeah, Jordan is so fast. It's a blur. Has that quick first step, and Blair did a great job digging down, got his hand on the ball. I wonder if Blair's hand hit the ball or if the ball hit Morrell's hand. I don't know which one actually happened, but you got to take care of the players here.
They'll lob it into Swanner. Big fellow, Wojciechowski, is into the ball game again at the top. Jordan on the drive. That's a pretty good play. Bowman right in his face. They threw it out of bounds, and they'll give the ball to Rose-Hulman. There's a lot of contact on that drive.
A lot of contact. Jordan wanted the foul. He kind of glared at the official there, was looking for the foul call. Didn't quite get it. Bowman did a pretty good job moving his feet there, but there was a lot of contact.
Bowman working off a screen in the corner. He'll drive, turn the corner, feeds inside. Nice feed to McGowan. He got another little jump hook. 3 straight baskets for him on the inside, and a 10-point lead for Rose-Hulman.
Bowman putting the ball on the deck, set up that bucket. Bowman had 8 rebounds and 6 assists to go with his 20 points against Manchester on Wednesday.
Feed inside, but it's stolen away. Harden with that steal. He's had his hands on the basketball now 4 times off of passes. Bowman with the drive. He's going to be fouled in the process. That foul will go against Reed Jury, a freshman from Bascom, Ohio.
Harden being attributed with 1 steal when it seems like he probably has a couple more than that. But as you mentioned, Herb, he's got his hands on everything.
Lob inside. They're going to get it up to McGowan. Feed over to.
Traveled.
Yeah, he sure did. Max just walked with that one. Nice follow by Simon Blair on the inside. It's 21-9, Rose-Hulman.
Just too much size for Rose-Hulman when you're going to play the 2 big boys, and I think that's what Coach is going to do. He's going to go with Blair and McGowan. He started with them in the middle of the season, went away with a great steal.
And here comes the jam inside. He pulls it down. Miles McGowan. And the crowd loves that one, especially the student section, as they're excited about that one. Feed down to Wojciechowski. Swanner off the screen. They'll feed it in. A new player in the ball game for Defiance, and that was Jerome Johnson, the senior from Warner Robins, Georgia, missed that last shot for the Yellow Jackets. Chaplin thought about the 3. He'll work off the screen. No, he'll drive to the basket. Wojciechowski with the foul. He had to foul him, or it was going to be an easy layup.
Yep, good foul leads to a timeout, Herb. Good start by Rose-Hulman.
23-9, Rose-Hulman ends up with a huge lead here early in the first half. We'll take a break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are.
You're #1 at York.
You're watching college basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil.
And welcome back to Hulbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, where the Fighting Engineers lead the Defiance Yellow Jackets 23-9 here about midway through the first half.
You know, Rose-Hulman has upped their shooting percentage. When you look at the way this game has gone, they are shooting 40% from the field. But it's those 16 rebounds. They've doubled Defiance up 16 to 8. 8 of those rebounds being offensive nature. So you're getting all these extra attempts that Defiance isn't getting, and that's why you have this double-digit lead.
With the drive is Chaplin, and that's a nice baseline layup. Easy 2 points.
Oh, and a steal!
Steal again by Harden, and he lays it in 27-9. Bradley Harden all over the place. He's had his hands on the basketball, and I'm counting 5 times now, and one of them with an easy deuce, so the other way. And there's another one knocked it out of bounds.
He's everywhere, and this is what you want your guys to do at the end of the season, be playing as best as they can. And Bradley Harden defensively is just a terror for a lot of teams. Does a great job on the ball, and it makes it hard for teams to initiate their offense. And Defiance right now, down 18, having a really hard time.
Wojciechowski back on the outside. McCorkle feeds Wojciechowski back to Swanner. Landon Swanner drives in the lane, can't find anything. Outside feed for the three-point shot. Jacob Trevino, the freshman from Defiance, sticks one in. Chaplin right back in your face with another three. It's 30-12, Rose-Hulman.
That'll drive a coach crazy, and that's a defensive lapse right there. Coach Gibson cannot be happy. Chaplin, nobody around him for that three.
And a block shot by McGowan, and possibly went off his head. But
I thought, it hit or went off somebody's head. I thought it went off Defiance, but maybe I'm wrong.
And entering the ball game for Defiance, 31 is Jake Segulin from Cleveland, Ohio, 6'6" sophomore. Looking for those screens, trying to get it in, and he does. Seglin in the inside. Three-point shot on the outside, can't get it. Rebound potentially to Blair. He pulls it away, and nice fight for the basketball.
He went after that rebound. He really wanted it. Great position by McGowan.
McGowan, pump, puts a little jump hook again, can't get it. And Simon Blair going after that loose ball, and he's playing very well today.
He is, and that's the second time. It was one in the defensive end, now in the offensive end, going after the rebound. Just one thing when the rebound comes to you, you maybe jump up and get it. It's another thing when you range over to your left or your right, you can anticipate where the ball is going to go get the rebound, and that's what he did those two possessions.
Puts that first one up. Sweet rotation on that shot. You can see it all the way up here. He just has a nice follow through there. 31-12, Rose-Hulman with the lead. They're able to put a 20-point lead on the board here in the first half if he can put this next free throw in. And I shouldn't have said that one, should I? Tipped out of bounds, it'll be Defiance basketball.
Rose-Hulman has attempted 13 more field goals than Defiance. 13, Herb.
That's a big discrepancy. Also, the turnover battle right now being won by Rose-Hulman.
9-3.
Swanner with the basketball, kicks it out, long three, and pounding that one in again is Clay McCorkle, a sophomore from Converse, Indiana.
From where?
Converse.
Where's that?
Lewis Cass.
I knew you'd know.
Trevino with the basketball for Defiance.
Ooh.
And Harden almost got another one.
Yeah, if he would have not turned his head around in time, Bradley would have taken it from him.
On the outside, they gave it up to Segulin. Now back to Swanner. Back into the big sophomore in the low post, and they'll pull it back out. Swanner trying to do something with it on the low post. 4, 3, 2. We're going to have a long three again. This one goes no and tipped
Great
back
tip
outside. Nice job by Defiance in rallying for that rebound. Stuck in the lane, and they'll pull it back outside. With the basketball's McCorkle. Running that backdoor cut. Nice one, and missing that shot
They just
was
can't get it to go
Swanner.
down. Just can't get it to go down. Their action is good. Second time they got that nice little backdoor play, and the shot just won't go down.
Right now, it's just the physical. Oh, he missed it.
Wow.
He had Bowman on the back cut, and he thought he was going to flare for the three. Turnover will give the ball back to Defiance. 31-15, Rose-Hulman with the lead. Isaac Farnsworth into the ball game. We want to thank Brian Sponsler Insurance, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Honey Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Riddell National Bank, and York Automotive, all proud sponsors of today's ball game. Lost out of bounds, it'll still remain the Yellow Jacket basketball. 4:06 left to go here in the first half.
Max Chaplin leading all scorers today with 11. McGowan with 10 and 7 rebounds already. In the
Feed down low, and taking that shot on the outside was Sherrod Brooks, a junior from Toledo, missed that shot. Bowman cross court, gives it up to Stoudemire. Outside Harden, thought about the three, works off the screen. He's got Farnsworth open for the three. He'll drive. He'll go in and lose the basketball.
Ooh, I thought he was making a little call there, but I love Farnsworth not settling for the three, attacking the basket.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
31-15. You can see the scoreboard and a pretty decent crowd on hand for senior day here at Rose-Hulman.
And I know talking to Max's mom and dad last week, and they said Max is going to have a lot of family in town. And I know a lot of the players the same, bringing their families in town to enjoy senior day. One young man that is not a senior, Ron Farrow, that talked to his dad before the game, and nice to have him and his mom in town.
McGowan with that drive off of Harden feed scores the basket. It's 33-15, Rose-Hulman. Defiance with the basketball. Swanner kicks it outside to Brooks. With the drive inside, a nice open look, and 31 with its Jake Segulin.
Boy, Sorvino is a nice little guard, isn't he? Just a freshman.
Really does a nice. Yeah, and they have enough freshmen to really get the job done in a little while here. Harden with another three. It's 36-17, Rose-Hulman.
Rose-Hulman 4 for 9 from beyond the arc. And when they're hitting threes, they're really tough to beat.
Well, I think that may be the forte for this group that's different than the years past. They've not been able to really make the threes a really great part of their offense. They were always hugely inside. Missing that shot was a Defiance as Segulin. Bowman. But I just think they execute the three-point shot much better this year.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
Farnsworth hesitation. That's a really nice move.
My.
He gets knocked to the floor, no call.
He blew by his defender. A little up fake up the lane and went baseline. 2 dribbles and a bucket.
21-point lead, largest of the ball game. A nice drive that time. And I'll tell you what, Trevino looks pretty solid.
He is. I really like that young man. A nice little job to use his body to guard off the block shot of McGowan. Oh, Bowman just cannot get one to drop. 0 for 3 from beyond the arc right now.
Trevino again, another nice move, but there's the problem.
Talk about broken ankles.
Harden really did twist his ankle pretty good. He's walking okay. It just had a twinge on it. Let's hope that's all it was, but he's going to take a seat as in comes Zachary Jackson. He'll replace him. But, man, I mean, Trevino
put it on him. You got to give credit where credit is due. Trevino put that young man in the spin cycle and put him on his tush. Yikes. If that play was at Defiance, their crowd would have gone bonkers.
Regardless of the score on that one, McGowan with the basketball. He'll drive.
Oh, straight at
Puts
him.
that little jump hook in. He's getting better with it all the time.
He really is. He just can't be stopped. They don't have anybody to stop him. They don't want to double him because you give up the three-point shot. You have to worry about that. So McGowan getting a lot of one-on-one time, and he's just taking care of business with 14 points.
Put the ball in to the inside. Now back out to Trevino. They've doubled him that time. Now in the low post, and Segulin, and they're going to call the block, and they're going to say he's in the circle probably.
He was in the circle, and Bowman trying to duck in just at the last moment, rotated to take that charge. Didn't quite get himself outside of that circle, and Rose-Hulman gives up an opportunity for a three-point play.
And they're having fun talking to one of the officials, one of the guys on the sideline. You just see him answering, which usually doesn't happen. Usually the official doesn't say anything. That time he answered a guy on the sideline going, oh, no, it was a foul. And that's why when you're not yelling at somebody, he may even talk to you.
Yeah.
Segulin puts that one in, and it's 40-25. Rose-Hulman with the lead. So cutting into that lead a little bit is Defiance. Rose-Hulman has had it up to 21. Now it's down to 15. Guess what he's going to do? Back him down, jump hook, puts it up, doesn't get this one.
Yeah, he
tipped around, got his own rebound. Bowman for 3, kicks it up, and again rims another one out. And they're close.
Second one, the toilet bowls out. Give it to him.
Jackson. Oh, my goodness. Look at Farnsworth going down to the floor. I mean, it is a full-fledged scrum down there. Farnsworth went in between the legs of the Defiance player after the ball and had his hands on it.
Yep. On the other end, I was saying to McGowan to give the ball up because where he caught the ball, I don't want him catching at 15 to back his man down. I want him catching right on the block or a step off. So that one went a little bit too far. You post, you give it up, and repost. But on the other end, Farnsworth, that's what you want him to do. It's a terror defensively. He adds so much to this Rose-Hulman team when he's on the floor defensively. Engaged, but not overly emotional.
Trevino with a basketball again. Shot clock and game clock are about 2 seconds off. Trevino. 7 seconds on that shot clock. Using the screen, has it poked away, picked it up with the drive, no shot. Rose-Hulman will end up with a possession. 2.6 seconds left to go here. And we'll see what the shot or what the actual clock is.
We'll get a timeout.
And a timeout's been called. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward, and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
40-25. We're right at the end of the first half. 3.7 seconds on the clock. Rose-Hulman will have to go try to get a shot at the length of the court. This is a really good thing to have happen. They're going to see if they get one. He's got a chance. He can drive for the three. Puts the shot up at three-pointer. That's a pretty good look. That's about as good as you're going to get with 3.7. He got it up with enough time. Couldn't get it in. That was a pretty good play. Got an open look, and that's about as good as you can. Rose-Hulman with a 40-25 lead over to the Defiance Yellow Jackets. And with that, we'll pause for our halftime show. We'll be right back with it. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back. It's the halftime report here, 12:50, as the clock is going to kind of wind down here at halftime. 40-25, Rose-Hulman with the lead, and Rose-Hulman has played just a consistent basketball game here in the first half.
They really have, and the first 10 minutes were a little sluggish by both teams. I believe it was about 10:30 to go in the first half. The score was 13-9. And sometimes it takes teams a little bit of time to get their bearings, get their footing. And then after that, the second 10-minute portion of the half was a lot better execution, better offensive flow. Rose-Hulman played really good defensively and offensively. I will say that Defiance just really had some kind of unlucky breaks with some balls that would not go down. And, of course, Rose-Hulman had that as well. But you look at Defiance being down 15. It could be 25, and if some shots go down, it could be closer to 5. So and right now it is what it is, and they'll have to regroup. But Rose-Hulman hopefully will be able to come out with another 20 minutes of solid basketball and get a big victory.
And you mentioned earlier in this half that Rose-Hulman with a big advantage on the rebounding end.
Yeah. And they really do. And McGowan and Blair, you know, I'm going to be honest. I've been very critical of the decision to play McGowan and Blair together in most games this season. There's a matchup problem defensively with a lot of teams that play more of a 5-out or 4-out style that we see in this conference more often, raining threes from everywhere. Those games, it's really hard to play McGowan and Blair together, but conversely, when you have them on the floor together, defensively, they're hard. It's hard to score on the basket, and they get a lot of rebounds, or at least should. And today, they're doing exactly that. Blair with 6 rebounds, McGowan with 8. So that's 14 of the team's 24 rebounds. If those two boys are going to play together, you want them to clog the paint defensively. You want them to rebound. They're going to have to move their feet. But they have played a good game, and coach is going to roll with that. The matchups are going to be tough at some points, but both of those guys are going to have to move their feet, get out and close out on three-point shooters at time. Today, don't have to do that quite as much as you would maybe against Manchester or Hanover, but still, those two young men are doing a good job, and the most important thing, they're cleaning up the glass.
Well, when you look at the offensive side, when you have those two, somebody has to guard them in the low post, and right now that's a real difficult thing for Defiance to do. They don't have the physicality on the inside to really play with those two kinds of big bodies. They got one, but they don't have two.
And the one that they have, the freshman, Woj, I mean, I really like what he was able to do, but he's just not mobile enough to stay with really either one of those. I've seen him grabbing at players a couple of times as they go around him, not able to move his feet. But Blair and McGowan, you mentioned, you got to guard him. You got one guy that can at least body up. But, McGowan, more the one that's going to see the ball drop down to him in the post. But both of them hit the glass, and Defiance having a hard time keeping them off.
Well, early in the first half, we had 6 lead changes, and the game was very close. And then all of a sudden, it ended up being like 13-9. Then Rose-Hulman took off on a big run, got that point spread at that 10-point margin, and then immediately up to almost 20 points.
It's an amazing thing when you get a couple of three-point balls to drop, and all of a sudden your offense starts to feel a little bit better. The defense was there pretty much the whole time. Bradley Harden continued to, as you talked about, get his hands on basketballs over and over and over, creating havoc, making it hard for Defiance to initiate their offense. Then you got Jackson that comes in and spells him. He does the same thing. When Studemeyer's on the ball, Trevino trying to back him down. Studemeyer's just too strong for him to do that. He may be short in stature, but that young man is stocky, and he's strong as a freshman. You're not going to back him down very easily. So the guards are doing a really good job on ball, and if they continue to do this, Rose-Hulman can make some noise in conference tournament play.
Now, if I'd ask you to look at the score and tell me who's shooting the ball really well and what's going on, that's not the issue.
Right.
The issue for both of these teams, they're shooting their field goal percentages within 2 points of each other, which is very odd with the score we have. Same thing with free throws. There's really not much difference in that part, but where there's a big difference is turnovers and rebounding. And with the young team that Defiance has, that's going to be their Achilles heel, and that's been it probably all year.
It really has, and they turned the ball over. Their turnover margin is they're minus 2 or 3 turnovers a game. When you look at versus your opponent, when I say margin, and then defensively, they just haven't been able to get stops, and that's been the bugaboo. I was looking at their records, and I'm trying to count how many teams they held under 70 points, and I think it was somewhere around 7. And so when you're giving 70 or more almost every game, you're averaging giving up 79.5 points a game. I'm sorry. You're not going to win basketball games in this conference. I think this conference is when it's all said and done, typically it's the team that plays the best defense. And I know this sounds simplistic, but it's typically the team that plays the best defense is going to win the most games and have a chance to win the conference tournament. But giving up 80 points a game, you have no shot in this league.
Well, it is halftime. 40-25, Rose-Hulman with the lead over Defiance as it's senior day here for Rose-Hulman, and the seniors have played pretty well in the first half. We'll see what they can do in a little bit here. Well, let's pause for break. We'll be right back with more. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
We're the Browns, and this is our account.
Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
At Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we go to great depths to list and sell your property. If your agent isn't willing to go to these depths,
6 acres with bass,
to list and sell your property, don't you think that's a little fishy?
and there's fish everywhere. Oh, and snapping turtles.
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
Oh, that's gross.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, and for us at Rose-Hulman in basketball, this is the final ball game that we'll be broadcasting on a Saturday. So right. This is, we still had, again, senior day today. That's because we have the parents coming in. Our next Rose-Hulman broadcast will be Tuesday. That's this Tuesday, February 14th. And if you're not taking your best date out on one of those things, you're going to be able to tune in and watch Anderson at Rose-Hulman in the #1 team in the HCAC coming to Rose-Hulman. We'll see what the Finding Engineers can do in that kind of a ball game.
It's going to be a big game, and a lot still going to be on the line. And we'll have to see what teams do today. Of course, today Anderson playing host to Transy and Hanover at Manchester. So those couple of games will be trying to give you some scoring updates on. But Tuesday night's game
and that's
Anderson.
It's a big game with Transy. If Transylvania can win that ball game, then hosting the tournament is all up for grabs as well.
Up for grabs. And so, you don't go into Transylvania to pull out a win all that easily. Just doesn't happen too often to too many teams, but we'll see what Anderson can do. But Anderson coming here Tuesday, it should be a charged environment. Expect to see the students pleasant and making a lot of noise, and always going to be a fun atmosphere when you're playing host to the top-ranked team.
Well, it really is, and I'm going to say this, and I want you folks to see this, but we get stuff all the time, and here's one of them. Bowman's have sent us duck eggs. So if you're watching this and wondering what those are, they're not chicken eggs, they're duck eggs, and my wife won't know the difference tomorrow morning.
That's right. They always gave us some cookies. We got
you have to show these too.
The Farnsworth, Isaac Farnsworth's mom gave us some nice treats. What else? Trying to see what else we got in here. Man, it smells good too. Yeah, I mean, we're just getting, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, man. They're just showing some love to us. And, you can't go wrong here. I'm telling you, we get treated so well. And one of the things that I love about doing games here at Rose-Hulman is you get to meet the families and forge some relationships and things of that nature. But they are very appreciative because we recruit all over the nation, and sometimes it's hard to get here from Sammamish, Washington, which is where Ron Farrell's from. He gave me the correct pronunciation, Sammamish.
Sammamish.
I butchered it last time. I said Sammamish or something crazy. And I told him, and he laughed at me. He said, yeah, it's Sammamish. So, but yeah, it's hard to get here, but he's here. Ron Farrell turns 21 tomorrow, so an early happy birthday to him. So I know he's glad to have his family here.
Well, with this, as you said, family atmosphere, it's been really interesting. Even my mom listens to the ball games in Florida, and she's like, they are so nice there. Every time she's come and watched us do a ball game, and she's been at football games with us and those kinds of things. It's just a family atmosphere. I think you said it best. And with that, they take care of each other and take care of what's going on. And that's one of the things. It's not a school you send your child to and don't think they're going to build relationships and people. Number one in engineering school in its classification in the U.S. for 24 straight years. And there's a reason, and it's because the people here, and they're excellent. And with that, it's very difficult to play basketball, football, or any sport, Division III, let alone try to do it at an institution like this. And they do a really nice job of making sure everybody feels connected, and that's why they win, and that's why they've had success in almost every sport.
And you have to have that, is that connectivity, that togetherness, and that sense of family, and that really helps. But when you have students coming from a long way from home, you can get homesick pretty easily, especially when you're going through the rigors of the academics that they have here at Rose-Hulman. Boy, it's a challenge, and it really presses you and it challenges you. You learn about yourself and how tough you are, what your resolve is in the classroom alone. And then you add a sport along with that, and it adds even more. So you have to have that camaraderie and that brotherhood, that sisterhood to help you get through some really tough days, challenging mentally. So
40-25, Rose-Hulman with the basketball to start second half. Stoudemire. Outside to Harden. Harden will take that drive, has an open look. Good ball rotation. Willie Bowman for three. And there's the Bowman Fan Club right in front of us, and those guys were going crazy.
And you just knew that Wojciechowski wouldn't be able to get out there in time. He's going to have a wide open look. Great diagram for play number one. A great job to start the half by Willie Bowman.
Jones kicks it back outside. Trevino with it. Oh, it's taken away. Stoudemire with the drive. Puts the shot up. No rebound. And give that basket to McGowan.
Great job trailing the play. You want your big guy to trail the play. You never know when you're going to get that offensive rebound. Seeking that double-double, just a couple of boards, one board away from it.
Stolen away. Bowman with it. Has a lead. He goes up and lays it in. Bowman with two baskets. He was held scoreless in the first half. It's 47-25 and a 22-point lead now for Rose-Hulman. Again, defense with both of those opportunities.
Yeah. Boy, Willie is just, we talked about how he's emerged here. Second half of the season, really playing so well.
Wojciechowski with that bank shot. Nice little jump hook using the glass. Yeah. That's almost unstoppable in this league.
Felt his opponent, McGowan, and it got a little space and went straight up.
McGowan uses his quickness, gets up in there, can't get it to go, rebounds his own shot, goes up, gets it, can't get it in, tipped up and good.
To get Blair with the push, I believe, on that offensive rebound. Is that what happened?
I think so. It was right before the shot. And, you know, that's the NBA rule. When I say this, that's how the NBA guys play. They push as the shot is going up to get position.
Does that. Yeah, everybody does that.
And he just got caught on that one. That was an interesting matchup in that low post.
It really was. And Blair, but just sometimes you get caught. That's all there is to it. Next time, he probably won't get caught. He'll be fine.
But McGowan being guarded by Wojciechowski. 3-point shot, and Trevino looks like ice in his veins. He just put that one right in somebody's face.
He's going to be a tough guard. He's going to be just a freshman. He's just a fleet of foot, handles the ball well, moves well, initiates the offense. I really like that guard, I'm telling you.
Looking inside. McGowan outside to Bowman. Bowman, pump, nope. Open look from 10. Can't get it, follows his own shot, gets it up and lays it in.
There's your double-double, folks. There's the 10th rebound. Of course, he gets it offensively as the Engineers now 16 offensive rebounds, just pounding Defiance on the boards.
Felt like there was 4 or 5 on that the initial 2 plays by McGowan himself. Shots up and no good by Trevino.
It's really too bad that shot didn't go down because the pass from Rose-Hulman was pinpoint perfect.
Bowman with the drive and scores, and there you're talking again. He has 3 baskets immediately here in the early part of the second half. Defiance with the basketball. Wojciechowski looking at that, and he passes the ball well. They'll get it right back to him in the low post. He'll just power it in, and McGowan with a nice job defensively.
He's got to stay with it.
Stoudemire to Bowman. Bowman looking, had a man on the cut. Blair now, and he's should be dominant in there. McGowan pump, get it up and in, and Miles McGowan is on fire this afternoon.
We could be close to a time. I think we're at a media timeout, which is probably why Coach Gibson doesn't call one. Lead us swollen up to 23.
Wojciechowski back to the outside.
Good pump fake.
Shots up and good by Jones.
Yep.
Some senior from Columbus, Ohio.
Just a great pump fake to get Harden up in the air and had a wide open 3. Knocked it down.
Harden looking. McGowan puts another shot in.
I've been asking for that all season, haven't I, Herb?
Yeah.
Step out, use that little elbow jumper. He can make that shot. Just have to be confident, knock it down. There's nothing more than a free throw. Players are going to give him that until he proves that he can make it consistently and is willing to take it.
Swanner to Jones to Wojciechowski. And I'll tell you what, good defense being applied on Trevino right now. He'll pull back, take the shot, and he buries another one.
He's listed as averaging 2 points a game? Is that right?
Bradley Harden with the shot and make. 58-35, and the ability to score for both of these teams right now on exhibition. Tipped away, and they're going to call the foul on Blair. So Simon Blair gets caught on that foul. Timeout on the floor. 14:41 left to go in the ball game, and it's 58-35. Rose-Hulman.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Some say that our approach to selling wooded ground is crazy. I prefer to think that we're nuts.
Beech.
Walnut.
White oak.
Hickory. We feel having an agent who is nuts about your property helps us attract more customers, making us, well, poplar. For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman jumps out again, a 58-35 lead, and both of these teams have shot the ball very well here in the second half, especially, and we're talking about Trevino, Jacob Trevino, the freshman from Defiance, and he's having the game of his career, short career today.
He really is, and you see his average of 2 points a game, and I'm thinking that can't be right, can it? But yes, career high so far. This is his 3rd start in a row. And has really played minimal minutes as we have a 3-pointer in the corner right there by Defiance. But Trevino is kind of I don't know if he's finally emerged, trying to figure some things out. But Coach Gibson, rightly so, put him in the offensive starting lineup, as that leads to a turnover.
McCorkle hit the shot at this end for Defiance earlier. Takes away from that one. Trevino with the drive and score. And
He looks like a third-team all-conference player right now, but he's barely played this season. I'm stunned. You know, at the end of the season, they say you're not a freshman anymore, and I think that's correct because Trevino, I'm telling you, the kid looks good. He can play.
Jackson gives it up. Chaplin with the pull-up from 10. Got it up. Can't get it down. Rebound comes out to Jones, leading the break. He'll drive. Steps in a Euro step. They're going to call the foul before the shot on the floor to go against Jackson.
Just a third-team foul. Make him take the ball out of bounds, and Jackson not giving up the layup because Jones was at a head full of steam there. Let's see what Coach Gibson draws up with this out-of-bounds play. Baseline right. Let's see what they draw up.
18-point lead for Rose-Hulman, and he got a quick dribble and just had to control himself.
A better pass would have led to a shot there. He was open. McCorkle was open for that three. Wasn't it McCorkle that hit the last one?
Yes.
Yeah, he was open. That was a great diagram, but Trevino's pass led him to the side, didn't hit him in the chest, so McCorkle couldn't uncork that one.
Well, the good thing about Trevino for Defiance is he's a freshman, but he's a hometowner.
Yeah, he is.
He's not going anywhere.
No.
I mean, you know, some of these guys get homesick or, oh, I want to do something else. I think he's going to be here for the long haul.
Yeah.
Shots up, no good. Rebound comes out. Vuk Juric with the board.
Oh, look at that wrestling match down low. Down there, Juric and Zagulin. There's like two pigs in a gunny sack, wasn't there, Herb? I love it. Big boys getting after it, trying to fight for positioning.
That was kind of ugly, folks. Chaplin, he'll pull him back outside, try to take him down in the hole. Juric should have just gone right to the block because he has a mismatch. Jackson with the drive and score. Zachary Jackson.
Too much speed as the senior Zachary Jackson is one of the fastest players that I've seen in my time here at Rose-Hulman. It's just a blur when the ball's in his hands.
Double team. They got a man open to the post. They lost it. That double team forced the turnover, and the ball goes back to Rose-Hulman. Rose with a 20-point lead, 60-40.
Turnover number 13 as Defiance shooting 47%. So that's not the issue. It's just those darn turnovers that they'll get you.
With it on the drive, down low, Simon scores. That's Eddie Simon Jr., the sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, Eddie is so athletic, and this young man is quick. Getting a little bit of the clock here at the end of the season, as seems to be a little healthier and has been pressed into action. He's performed well on the floor at the end of the game against Manchester. You had Simon, you had Studemeyer, you had Blair, you had Harden, and I'm forgetting, Bowman. That was your finishing five at Manchester, and Rose-Hulman able to get that victory. One of my, can't be more proud of that victory at Manchester.
Vuk Juric with the post and drive and got it in.
Oh, I'm going to miss Vuk. I'm telling you what. I am really going to miss that young man. Such a nice young man.
Yes, he is.
He's such a pleasure to be around, and I love his energy that he brings to the floor.
Got him. Stolen away by Farnsworth. Isaac looking inside, mismatch. They're going to try they tried to feed him, and Vuk didn't get his hands on the basketball. With the drive, in down low, and a nice take and score by Clay McCorkle. With it now, Simon Jr. gives it back outside. Chaplin to Vuk, cross-court pass, a little slow.
Yeah, it was.
Simon Jr. pulls back for the shot, can't get it. Vuk just destroyed the man in front of him.
Yeah.
Sent him into what would have been the bleachers if they were there. 64-42, Rose-Hulman with the lead. Timeout by Defiance, and we'll take one as well.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we want to thank our sponsors for today's game: Ryan Sponsler Insurance, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Honey Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Riddell National Bank, and York Automotive. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive, with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Our camera operators for today's game are Kanan Harper, Nathan Cowan, and Molly King. Video technician is Keith Lawson. We're produced and directed by Tony Harper. And we're happy you've joined us here on Indiana Sports Network for this ball game. 64-42, Rose-Hulman with the lead and Defiance with the basketball.
I heard that you know that Molly King individual.
Yeah, I had to even bring her to the ball game.
Did
believe
you?
That one.
So you brought the help, huh?
Yeah, we've got another ball game to go to after this one.
Very
tipped
good.
away as a play by Harden inside goes awry, and there's a traveling violation.
That's too bad there. Trying to get the little trailer pass to McCorkle. Couldn't quite corral the ball and just travel with it.
So I'm watching Farnsworth as he steps off, and he knows the two little kids here. There's a girl and a boy right next to where he waves at them.
Oh, wow.
And they're waving at him. Hi, Isaac, how you doing? What a shot. He gets it up over the backboard, and they're going to say it wasn't a foul as Harden went flying, or excuse me, Jackson goes flying out of bounds.
You know, I want to take a moment. I know we senior day, the one senior that we won't see today, it looks like, is Terry Hicks, been battling some injury situations, didn't play last game at Manchester. And Terry, sitting this one out, and probably rightly so, get him a little healthier for the rest of the season. As Anderson comes to town Tuesday, and got conference tournament after the Franklin game. But Terry Hicks, a big part of what Rose-Hulman has done over the last several years. I'll be looking forward to seeing him on the floor on Tuesday.
Chaplin doesn't get the shot, but everybody knew he was going to shoot it. They feed it inside to Farnsworth. Outside to Chaplin. They'll give him another shot, and he buries that one.
And a good 5, Chaplin giving Farnsworth a high five, saying, hey, man, thanks for that pass, because Farnsworth could have taken the layup, but he wanted to give this senior the three-point attempt.
67-42, Rose-Hulman. 9 minutes left to go in the ball game. 3-point shot up and good. That looked nice and true by Tay Jones, the senior from Columbus, Ohio, in Defiance with another 3-point shot. McGowan with the drive, power shot. Looks like he got hit, but they're not going to call that one with the way the score is. Jones again trying to do something. Nice spin, good move. He puts it up and in, and it cuts the lead back to 20.
You can see why Jones scores 10 points a game. I believe he's right at his average, and he has 10 points now. Oh, Chaplin, shoot it.
Chaplin from 10, got it.
His mid-range is so true. Max doesn't always have to shoot from the outside. He can step in, he can go to the basket, try to get himself to the free throw line. So it's a guy that can do it on a couple of different levels.
With the drive, and that looked like something really fun. He just couldn't get it in, was Deshani Beeman. Another senior. There's again McGowan with another 2 points.
Boy, McGowan's up to 24. And 24 and 15, Herb.
And that's a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, it is.
And they just don't have anybody can match up with him. They're going to feed it down the low post. McGowan gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar, grabbed an arm down there on the side. Timeout on the floor. Rose-Hulman leads this ball game 71-47 when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
And you're looking at scoring for Rose-Hulman. Pretty much everybody's at average or close to that average for all the scores for Rose-Hulman, but 24 points for McGowan is just a huge ball game for him.
It really is. You mentioned they don't have anybody that can match up, and I'd like to see his minutes limited. I think it's about time to get him out of this game. And save him for Tuesday. You don't want him to tweak anything. He's got to be careful with that. Morel Jordan, leading scorer in the conference, 19 points a game. Hasn't played in the second half. I hope he's okay. Kind of holding his right knee. Has not scored as a long three gets stuck, a little wedgy. But Jordan has not scored here today, and you just hope he's okay. Don't want the young man to be injured at the end of his career. Like I mentioned, top 10 in scoring career at Defiance, and just a prolific scorer in his time. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad to not see him anymore. Respectfully mentioned.
Open look on the outside for Johnson. He can't get the three to fall. Rebound comes out to McGowan. They're going to call the foul on Farnsworth.
I'm just saying, let's get McGowan out of this game here.
It's going to get rough towards the end. You just know it is with that big margin. Just kind of the way it looks. 71-47, Rose-Hulman with the lead, and 1-1 is Evan Conrad, the freshman from Liberty Center, Ohio.
You still got 7 minutes to go. You want to finish the game well, but you expect in the next couple of minutes to get him out. 7 fouls to 1. Rose-Hulman with 7, Manchester with 1. I'm sorry, Defiance with 1. Still have that big win on my brain. I'm sorry. Just can't believe we went into Manchester that many guys down. No Farnsworth, no Chaplin, no Jurich, no Hicks. Went in there and got a big victory. That's championship DNA right there. And conversely, a horrible loss for Manchester.
Farnsworth feeds inside to McGowan. Open look for Harden. Can't get it. Rebound to Bowman. Open look, and he sticks it in the hole.
Bowman now with 7. All the second half. Just couldn't buy a bucket in the first. Stayed with it. And Bowman with his size and his length and his shooting ability. We're seeing lineups with Bowman and Chaplin together. And boy, I tell you, you put those two on the floor together along with McGowan, that is a really good offensive lineup and an offensive foul by Conrad.
Well, I will tell you this, Farnsworth has had enough of being called for pushing, so he just kind of took that one and fell backwards to make sure he got one. And pretty good acting job. Yes, there was contact, and yes, it was a deserved the foul, but he sold it.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that. You still own sell job, and McGowan comes out, Jurich comes in. Hopefully we see that was the end of McGowan's day, I hope.
Jurich off the screen has a chance. They're going to feed it down low, but it went off the foot of Evan Conrad. It'll be out of bounds, and Rose-Hulman with the basketball. 18 seconds on that shot clock. Bowman. Farnsworth out to Harden. Cross court, open look for Bowman. He puts the shot up, and he's in double figures today on senior day.
You just not going to keep that young man down. It's a great cross court pass right in the bread basket, and he was able to go straight up and knock it down.
A lot of times it's not necessarily a shot, but that immediate pass,
Yes.
just as you saw that one. If you get the good pass, you have an open look. If it's a bad pass, you either fumble it, lose it some way, or you aren't able to shoot the basketball.
You know, with that great camera work that we had there, that angle, it kind of reminded me of a three-point shooting competition, that being the money ball. Right there at the end, the three-point competition, that corner money ball. That's exactly what that reminded me of, going down. Bowman just drained that three down with 12 points.
Stoudemeyer trying to turn the corner, had an open look, and Farnsworth, he does turn the corner, drives, and he's still trying to feed Vuk.
He is.
He's not trying to shoot it. He should have shot that ball. Instead, he was trying to get a little fancy and give Vuk Juric the opportunity to finish the play. Max Chaplin goes out, and his fan club right above the Rose-Hulman bench is, I mean, they've got signs and little Max Chaplin heads on stuff. They're having a great time. Deep three, nothing but the backboard and the rim, and it didn't get that one in.
That was another deep one there by Jerome Johnson. He's taking a few deep ones.
With it, Rose-Hulman back outside. Farnsworth tries to turn the corner, does so, gets to the post and sticks it in. And they hit him in the head and in the back and everything else. The official right underneath didn't call it, but the outside, the third official saw the angle. He'll go to the line to shoot the extra shot for the old-fashioned three-point play.
He got hammered. And I'm going to take a second here to, recognize the women's basketball program. They got cut short this season because of numbers. But you got some young ladies that came in and that would be their senior year this year. Desiree Webster, Jordan Barlow, Kaylin Jester, Avery Lumen, Rose Burnham, Noza Igihan, Nola Wilson. That would-be senior class, unfortunately, had their season cut short. But want to give props to them. Women's basketball program will be back next year, and they'll have better days and hopefully have more numbers to be able to continue their season.
Three-point shot up and no good that time on the outside. Bowman picks up the board. They'll give it out to Farnsworth. He'll drive, and he goes up and has it knocked out of bounds. Jackson in, and Willie Bowman gets an ovation as well.
And he should.
4:28 left to go here in the ball game. Rose-Hulman with a substantial lead. And several of these guys need the extra look. Jackson with another athletic play, couldn't get it in the hole, but Defiance with that rebound. With the basketball, backdoor cut, a nice one. Jury with the ball in the low post. He'll feed outside to Conrad, and he lost the basketball. They say it was tipped out by Farnsworth. Also in the ball game, Grant Johnson, a senior from Waynesville, Ohio. In that low post. We'll see if Defiance can get it up there. Juric with a nice tip out. Brooks with a basketball. He'll take the deep three right at the shot clock. And we'll see what's going on. They're going to give it to Defiance. Good hustle by Jordan Jury, a freshman from Bascom, Ohio. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Indiana Sports Network will be right back.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Now, Walt, you're my friend.
Yes.
I'm just telling you, Walter Gordon has been my friend for several years here. We talk about all kinds of different things, but buddy, you just gave me something that just killed my diet. Absolutely destroyed it.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Reverse layup, can't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds by Jackson. Everybody had their hand on that one.
There's we talked about these treats that we've been getting. Ooh. And Eisen Farnsworth mom brought us some treats, and there's a bakery, Rise and Roll Bakery. I'm not sure where that is. I'm going to ask her where that is. She gave us some cinnamon powdered sugar donut holes, and oh my goodness, they melt in your mouth.
I'm expecting
literally melt in your mouth.
I'm expecting something else, and I'm like,
oh
wow.
Wow. That is trouble.
It is in trouble. Jordan Jury at the line, another freshman. And it looks like Jordan and Reed Jury would happen to be probably twins. At least it appears that way.
You would think.
From Bascom, Ohio. They're both on the roster. And it's a deep roster for Defiance, and he's playing a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's in his second year. Josh Gibson's in his second season, a Murray State grad. 29-point lead for Rose-Hulman with 3:33 left to go. Farnsworth knows he's going to get hit. I mean, he took that, and he's looking over his shoulder going, buddy, I know what's coming.
I think he actually wanted to pass the ball. He was looking for someone to pass. He did a power dribble that he didn't need to. He had an easy layup and would just go straight up. I think he actually wanted to pass that ball out of the post to someone else, but like, well, nobody's moving, so I'll just shoot the ball.
Well, that didn't look good at the first free throw. We want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game. Brian Sponsler Insurance, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Honey Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Masio Properties, Riddell National Bank, and York Automotive. He gets the second free throw. It's 80-50, a 30-point lead for Rose-Hulman. Defiance with the basketball. They're going to call an offensive foul. Said he stuck his arm out and went after it. Oh, they're going to say it's on it, and now a technical foul's been called as well.
On the Defiance bench or on the player? Or what?
On the player.
You know, I was watching the Manchester game, and Miles McGowan had 3 fouls. This is deep in the second half. But Manchester trying to hold Rose-Hulman off. McGowan gets called for a 4th foul and kind of a phantom call. Turns away from the referee, away from all players, pounds the ball on the deck, catches it, and he gets called for the tech. That's foul number 5. He gets fouled out with like 3 minutes to go in regulation. One of the more bogus technical calls you're going to find, and I hope Commissioner Jones is not listening to me berail his officials. I was so upset at that. I'm like, man, that was real bogus, but Rose-Hulman got the win anyway, and so there we go.
Kind of how it works sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Farnsworth for 3. He gets one to go. Isaac Farnsworth.
Miss a free throw, make a 3-pointer. Rose-Hulman going to empty their bench here momentarily.
Going to make sure everybody gets in the ball game. 2:45 left to go in this ball game. On the inside, they'll kick it back outside, and again, that shot goes awry. There's a nice little reverse layup, but he couldn't get it to go. He gets his own rebound and sticks it back in, and that's Reed Jury. Reed Jury with that basket. Inside, Buchan. He got tripped up.
Yeah, he did. He would have had an easy layup there. He's going to get 2 free throws out of the deal. Is going to get some subs coming in.
I think he was going to try to put that one home.
I don't.
Don't you think he was going to try to get up and do something?
I do not. I hope he was not. I hope he was not. I don't think that's what that was, but I could be wrong.
And for Rose-Hulman, again, Willie Bowman exited the ball game with 12. Harden had 10. McGowan with 24. 16 points for Chaplin. Jurek just puts in his 5th point of the afternoon. 84-52 is the score. Jurett gets the second one to go in. That's 6 points. He'll take the seat. And in comes number 55, and that's Jack Murphy. He's a freshman from Westport, Connecticut. Also in the ball game is Gabe Adams, a freshman from Kalispell, Montana.
Wow.
Shots up, no good. Rebound, fought for. There's a turnaround off the corner, can't get it. And rebounding the basketball is Gabe Adams.
Gabe actually played the 5 minutes in that Manchester game and, kind of pressed into duty, needed somebody, and Gabe played well.
Ben Olenek, a freshman from Oxford, Ohio, is in the ball game. So he had his hands on the basketball momentarily. Drive down, shots up and good, that time by Reed Jury.
Defiance gives up 80 or more points for the 10th time this season, Herb, in this game. It's just really a struggle defensively for this group as old Franklin and Murphy not on the same page. Of course, Ron Franklin, the birthday boy tomorrow, will turn 21. Where's number 21? Talking to his dad before the game and brought greetings from Sammamish, Washington. I'm going to say that a few more times so that in the years to come, I don't butcher it again.
It embeds in your brain,
That's
doesn't
right.
it?
That's right.
And if you ask me where Sammamish, Washington is, I don't know that one.
Okay.
Just thought I'd let you know that one as well. 1:09 left to go in the ball game, and Rose-Hulman's going to close out this one with a win. With this win, Rose-Hulman will maintain at least 4th place in the conference. Feed outside, and there's a steal opportunity for the freshman, that's Jordan Jury, to score. He does so. 85-56. And Jackson will walk it up the court. Ben Olenek, the freshman from Oxford, Ohio, in the ball game. There's a nice move on the baseline, but he couldn't get it to fall. And that was Jack Murphy. Steal away.
Yeah.
1 second difference in that. Make it 2 seconds difference. They can run this one all the way down, and they might do it. (16 seconds on the game clock, and we're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock.
What a great performance by Rose. The first 10 minutes were an offensive struggle, but after that, they really got it going. And just really liked the fact that you got 40 points in the first half, 45 second half, and kept the pedal down, kept the offensive execution. McGowan, the big double-double. Chaplin, his steady self. Bowman got going the second half. I mean, just Rose, I'm telling you, they're hitting on all cylinders. Got to keep it going. 2 more regular season games to go. A big one coming up.
And the final score on this one, 85-56. Rose-Hulman with the victory. Everybody scored on both teams. And when I say that, that's a lot of players. And, of course, they're congratulating Nick Sales, the Rose-Hulman coach, is Defiance. And the reason why is because he's a Defiance grad. And everybody knows who he is and what goes on. And that kind of happens when you're in a certain area. In this case, he was an outstanding player at Defiance.
Yes,
and
he was.
All these guys, you can see a pause right as they went through the line just to congratulate him on taking not only the Rose-Hulman job, but making this team better throughout the year. And he's done a really nice job here towards the end, rallying the troops together. They've won some tough ball games, and they're hitting their stride right at the end of the season. And that's a mark of a good coach.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want your team to be playing well late. You get better. You have your bumps and bruises. The non-conference was absolutely brutal. We knew that last year when we saw the schedule that was going to be tough. We knew they were going to take some lumps. They did. They stayed together. And Rose-Hulman is going to be a force to be reckoned with in a couple of weeks in the HCAC tourney.
Well, and with that, we're going to wish Rose-Hulman the very best of luck. They do have one more huge ball game
Huge.
And when we say that, huge as in Anderson is leading the conference currently, and Rose-Hulman will have an opportunity to see what they do to match up with Anderson. And Anderson enters today at 12-3 in the conference and 14-8 overall. Rose-Hulman now raises their record to 14-9 overall, and they're 11-5 in the conference, which means they're virtually the same in a lot of things. And you mentioned this earlier when you talked about the top 4 or 5 teams in the conference. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night.
And that's the way this conference is going. And when you look at the top of the standings, a couple of weeks ago, Anderson had 1 loss, and I was talking to some folks. I'm like, they've got 2 or 3 losses coming. This is going to happen. And then bing, they lose 2 in a row. Now it's got to be a dogfight for the top of the conference. And Hanover, who I think might be the best team in the league, is playing well. And you don't want to have them. The conference tournament is going to be a Royal Rumble. It is going to be a knockdown, drag out. You're going to have to play some really good basketball to win that tournament.
At a certain point, where do you want to be? Do you want to have to play Anderson or Hanover?
I can answer that.
Plays Anderson, and I knew you were going to talk about that.
I can answer that right now. I don't want Hanover to the championship game if we're fortunate enough to get there. I don't like the matchup with Hanover. I think, is my humble opinion, I think that's Rose's worst matchup. I do not like that matchup. Now, can we beat them? Absolutely. Anderson does not give me the same worry. Manchester does not give me the same worry, even though they're so explosive offensively. Transy, as long as it's not there, I think we can be okay. Hanover worries me. I don't want them into the championship game, so give me Anderson, give me Manchester, give me Transy. Let's save Hanover if we can get there. And I know it's a long way away, but I can do that. I can pronosticate. I'm not a coach. This is my job, to look ahead and to talk about all this kind of wild stuff. I don't want Hanover to the championship game. That's just me.
But the best position to be in is in the tournament right now.
Right.
That's where Rose-Hulman finds itself. Right. We're happy to bring you this ball game for my partner, Walter Gordon. I'm Herb King. We'll say so long, and this afternoon, Rose-Hulman wins another one, and they maintain their quest for an HCAC championship. We'll see you this next Tuesday night.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.